If you are willing to give up your freedoms based on what someone else will, or could possibly do, you are already a conquered and enslaved people. We are living in an age now where peaceful coexistence is a complex notion. Whilst the channels of communication and the ability to share ideas and converse has never been greater, so has globalization meant that all ideas in the world jostle for primacy together. In ages gone past, we simply lived in our own enclaves, geographically separated from others, in monocultural communities with very little divergence expected or, most likely, tolerated. In the 21st century, someone living in Tierra del Fuego can discuss existentialism with someone in South Korea. Someone in San Francisco can discuss women's rights with someone in Saudi Arabia. Someone in Stockholm can discuss gay equality with someone in Uganda. In such a time when ideas come into contact and clash, as they inevitably will, it is the mark of a civilized society that allows for disagreement to happen, for it is from this that further ideas and progress are made. More has been achieved in the diverse, heatedly debated 20th and 21st centuries than in the slow and sometimes even regressive monocultural and ideologically hostile periods of the past. Sadly, we are seeing also the meeting of ideologies that cause so much disagreement they can lead to bloodshed. Ironically, the progress that we have made intellectually as a species that has allowed these many and divergent ideas to be shared should have meant that the need to resort to violence, or the threat of it, to win an argument should be behind us. But sadly, for those societies that are determined to look back to the past, or cannot come to terms with the fact that their ideas, their way of seeing things, can be anything other than wholly true and accepted by everyone, violence is often the reaction. The recent burning of a Qur'an by Terry Jones in Florida has sparked such a conflict. The riots and religiously motivated execution of UN civilians in Afghanistan is, in my mind, the metaphorical equivalent of a debating participant punching their opponent in the face when they say something they find objectionable, while screaming for them to be silent. Two civilized individuals suddenly reduced to brute force, and their ideas second to muscle. As much as I don't condone what Jones has done because I don't particularly like trolls, and trolling he most certainly was, I cannot ignore the response he has received. I do not wish to live under Islamic law. If I did, I would go and live in an Islamic country. I do not expect people living in those countries to allow me to declare loudly my atheism, or be openly gay, as I am in this country, hence why I don't go there. On the flip side, their laws have no effect here. Burning a Qur'an, however upsetting it may be for them, is simply the destruction of paper. It cannot hurt anyone, and the response of killing people by beheading is both utterly indefensible and completely disproportionate. It is because of this that I have chosen to participate in Thunderfoot's new campaign of creating a digital Qur'an and then deleting it from my hard drive. I refuse to comply with the yell demands of religious zealots on the other side of the world. I do not agree with their beliefs, but accept that they have a right to think what they want, as long as they are not hurting others, or trying to push what they think onto them. However, recently a minority have transgressed this rule, taking the law into their own hands and demanding that someone in a non-Islamic country face prosecution under Islamic law. If it can happen to him as a Qur'an burner, it can happen to me as an atheist and a homosexual. Here you see me deleting 20 Qur'ans, one for each person killed senselessly in Afghanistan by a murderous and violent mob. Every time someone is killed in that country in the name of protesting against Qur'an burning, I will create and delete another, and so their own protest will simply cause more transgressions to happen. I cannot, of course, create an equivalence between the taking of a human life and the deleting of a computer file, but I believe as a peaceful protest, hopefully as part of a mass movement, it will be significant and noticeable. If we do not take a stand against violence and the threat of it, then we are already beaten, and so this is me taking a stand. This has been Illuminati Primus saying, thank you for watching.